mobility of man, and the liveliness and the vivacity of a tree cannot be captured in the images. Yet the images, a dream is cast in or to our minds, which we then must ponder. We're over here pondering the images on the surface of the mind, as it were. And that presupposes, does not, that there is a higher reality from which it draws those images, on which those images are cast. And that's what we're going to deal with in the next talk. Thank you.
Wow. I hate to wait for
Questions? Explorations? Any points you'd like to bring up?
There's a poem about this.
Pardon?
There's a poem.
Good.
It's called, it says about the pond in the sun. It says, this pond, the unblinking eye of the field has looked at the sun for so long, it's hard to tell them apart.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean?
But that would be saying the image and the reality are, because of the length of time in which it occupies on the surface, it becomes like it.
Well, here though,
We're saying,
we're just picking up as a projection.
yeah, we're just picking up a projection. And it's also meant to indicate a distorted one as well, because the surface of the lake may distort the image as well.
So that's saying sort of religious.
That's right. This is saying there's a greater, in literature, there's a key term for this. In philosophy, it's called symbolic distance. Right? The symbolic distance between this and this is greater than the one in the poem you mentioned, where the image and the sun, because the image and the sun is on the surface of the lake for so long, it is much like it, akin to it, and it's difficult to separate them, right? That would say, therefore, that distance between the two of them narrows, and that's called a narrower symbolic distance. You can represent symbolic distances in projective geometry, but that will take us off for a while. There's a way of doing it. Pardon?
If I spend years looking at all my dreams,
Mm-hmm.
find out what all my beliefs are, what my blocks are,
Mm-hmm.
would that bring me closer to the big tree, or would I still be caught up in this puddle of the pond? Am I some sort of like a passive receiver projection?
It invariably, my experience has been, the mind is an extremely interesting thing, and needless to say, but one of its most central features is the more you attend to it with respect, the more you attend to it seriously, the more you consider that it's a fountain of integrity, it responds in a like measure. Your dreams will be correspondingly more interesting. To that degree, in a sense, you're telling your mind that you are even willing to risk the more profound problems, personally significant, traumatic perhaps, and you'll get them. In the same way that for people who've experienced terrible nightmares, they can go to bed each night and tell themselves that they'll wake up in the dream and avoid the terror they encounter in their dreams. A couple of months later, if they do it each night sincerely, they'll wake up in the middle of a dream, still awake in the dream, and direct the dream away from the terror. Not that all of it is manageable and malleable, but it will give them an interesting feature called freedom in a dream. Yeah, it's that's the same issue, because after all we have to, the only reality is mind. I mean, that's really us.
What's your definition of dream master?
I think I was posing it here.
Okay.
If you collect all of that together, it would be since I have to add to it, since it appears that the same qualities appear in everyone, yet it's immanent in everyone, yet its goal is transcendent, in the respect of the fact that the goals it seeks to resolve in your own life have a very high and meaningful goal, which is towards integration, towards seeing, towards resolving a conflict. Therefore, it is a beneficial force, and on the highest level, that's the function of the good. Metaphysically, it's providence. Or the function of the mind is providence.
So is
The
it an
functional
individual?
mind is providence, but functions through dream masters and is resolved into conflicts of the dreams. Yes, to finish the sentence. Yeah.
Is a dream master individual to the person, or
Immanent, yes, and transcendent in respect to the fact that it can go beyond the personal goals and point to transcendent goals. So it's immanent as well as transcendent. Yeah.
And so is there a dialogue between the person and the dream master? I mean, is that what dreams
Yes, yes, it is. That's a very good way of putting it. That's right. That's what it is. It's a dialogue. It's a dialogue with our mind. Because add one more feature to it, which is very important. I'm glad you mentioned it. From what we did, would you not agree that the dream master must be aware of all of our conflicts, be able to know our past much more than we do, can pull from them the richest images to represent complex states of mind. So right now, if we are misunderstanding something because of some personal block, it could then use this very moment in one of our dreams tonight. Therefore, it must be awake in our waking world.
So that's the transcendence into the conscious
That's the
mind.
transcendent side.
The link between the conscious and unconscious mind.
I don't use the word unconscious myself. In the psychological sense, I'm not a psychologist. Yeah. Things that you are not aware of, I think, are other than what they call unconscious. Yeah. Yeah, thank you for your question.
So is a dream more real than your waking experience?
Yes, more meaningful. Oh yes, that's the curiosity to this, isn't it? It's more intelligible, more succinct, right? Is able to represent in one dimension multiple ranges and multiple dimensions, multiple ranges of your experience, possible experience, yeah. You see, if you block someone from dreaming, as you know, even for 6 weeks, when those experiments where they kept people from dreaming at the dream clinic over here at UCLA, people went into phases of schizophrenia. They had to stop the experiments. So therefore, dreams are a way in which we maintain a rationality, a source of rationality in our lives. We don't understand it that way, but that's the way it functions. And being deprived of it, we slip into this other world, which is a loss of meaning. Thank you. Anything? Thank you for coming.